Racing here on YouTube. We're going to bring you highlights of race 4 of our Club Race Championship. We've had race 1, 2 and 3. Race 1 was our GT5 Cup, happened earlier on in the fog. A fantastic race out which saw a number of fantastic overtakes, and in the end it saw it was Ambient Stub, my apologies, Ambient Stub took the P1 position. We then saw the Formula Rookies, Sam Thumfinger somehow found his way into the prime position and took the race win there. Last out was the M1 Pro Cars. Kingy took the race win there after Nathbit led most of the race. That was a race of absolute carnage between cars going off left, right, and centre, and the leads changing only once, but enough for Kingy to take the win. This is race 4. We are in the Vintage F1D Championship here, and this is in the Lotus 25 here at Sportland Sugo. As we see, the day is getting a little bit on. The clouds coming over. It's closing into 5 p.m. here. The day is almost done. We only have one more race to go of our Club Race Championship that happened on a Wednesday night here at Fresh Sim Racing. If you're interested in joining us, please check out the link for the Discord in the description. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the race at hand. Out front, we have Ambient Stub alongside teammate Lord of Lincoln. They lock out the first grid. This is a random grid order. We don't have qualifying in this Club Race series. It is random to try and get the best mix of the field as possibly can. Kingy, last race winner, he sits in P3 in his blue Lotus. He's alongside Nathbit in the light blue and gold there in P4. Ice Dude finds himself in 5th. He's alongside Inter All Sorts, and then he's alongside next to Wayne, who has teammate Sam Thumfinger. Inter All Sorts' teammate Sam Thumfinger is behind him. P9 we have Ollie, is going to be first racing in these cars. Jeff Spencer finds himself in P10. Charlie Goff joined us for the M1 Pro Cars. Let's see how well he can do in the Lotus 25. Bullen is in P12 and 8-Ball in P13. Unlucky for some, but hopefully not for Mikey in this round. So without further ado, let's see what happened at race 4 at round 2 at Sportsman Sugo. And the light goes green here. The two teammates of 1867 Club got off to a good start, but Kingy immediately puts Lord of Lincoln under pressure, goes round the outside, and he is through. Inter All Sorts and Sam Thumfinger have gone up to P4 and P5. Fantastic start for them, but Lord of Lincoln is under pressure, and I think that is Inter All Sorts is up into P3. Sam Thumfinger under pressure from Nathbit there, with Ice Dude for company as well. Ambient Stub has clocked out up front. He's gone straight away, and there's a car off track there. I think that is the light blue car of Wayne in P10. He's been caught up with something there as we're watching Ollie drop down the field. What's happened to Ollie? Oh, there's a bit of collision moment there. Collision between the drivers. Charlie Goff, Ice Dude, is caught up in this. He was doing really well early on. Ollie and Jeff Spencer have got massive amounts of damage at the back. That's going to be a long way to go for Ollie to get back to the pits there. And we'll try and find out what happened to Jeff Spencer. He's got the same problem. He's on the pit exit there. He's got terminal damage for sure. That looks like a blown engine to me. He's not able to get the car moving. Meanwhile, out front, coming up to end the lap 1, these cars looking absolutely fantastic on track. Ambient Stub leads lap 1. He's got a half a second or so advantage to Kingy. A fantastic start from Inter. He finds himself in P3 with his teammate Sam Thumfinger in P4. Lord of Lincoln has dropped down the grid a little bit there. He's in P5. He has Nathbit for company. Not a great start for Lord of Lincoln, but he will looking to try and keep his nose clean as much as he can. As we're watching Nathbit have a look on the inside there. No way through on this corner. Nathbit getting the car very sideways through the second right-hander there. Jeff Spencer's stricken car parked on the pit exit. He'll get that off track soon, I'm sure. Lord of Lincoln there goes a little bit wide and takes a bit too much of the grass, and Nathbit is through. That moves Nathbit up into P5. Bullen a bit further back is closing in now on Lord of Lincoln. with Mikey, 8 Ball and Wayne a bit further back behind those two, 12 seconds off the lead now. They're looking to try and recover their drive. Jeff Spencer has retired to the pits. Ollie is making his way round. He's trying to keep off the track as best he can, or trying to keep it on the track, either or. But you can hear the engines roar. The drivers are coming round, and he'll try and get his car back to the pits as soon as he can. He'll just want to try and get the laps in as we see the leaders come through. Ollie keeping the car well off the racing line. Into all sorts there, taking a look on the inside with Samsung Finger for company. Behind, Nathbit has dropped off further behind. These first front drivers are 3 seconds away from the leader, and then there's a 6-second gap to a three-way battle as we're watching Bullen take a line on the inside. Nathbit tucks in behind for the slipstream. There's a massive gain of speed there. Can he make the move back into turn 1? Surely Bullen's got a fantastic pace. There's no way these guys can keep Bullen behind. Had a moment out in the M1 Pro cars, but he seems to be very cozy in that dark blue livery, hunting these guys down. Out front, Inter All Sorts is gone past Kingy, but he has a slowdown penalty that allows Kingy and Sam Thumbfinger to gain the places back. Ambit Stubb is 3 seconds out front. He's firing away and taking advantage of this battle behind. Sam looking for the inside line, thinks better off at these cars very quickly, quick down these hills. Riding on board here with Sam Thumbfinger. He's watching Kingy's line. Kingy finds himself once again in this very luxurious position of P2. He's been in this position an awful lot. Race 1 he finished here, race 2 the same, race 3 very fortunate to find himself in P2, and then took control of the race when Nathbit was wiped himself out at an error at the top of the hill. Sam Thumbfinger took a slowdown penalty, it seems, there, and allowed Kingy to get a nice bit of breathing room away from these cars. Further back down the grid, there's a bit more chaos happening as we're on to lap 4. Ambient Stubb leads, Kingy in second, Sam third into fourth. It's Lord of Lincoln you're watching in P5 with Nathbit having a look on the inside. No way through there. Lord of Lincoln closes the door. Bullen is now putting Nathbit under pressure, and all this time 8 Ball is closing in. You see him in the black livery there with the orange nose. He is going to join this battle very quickly. In fact, Mikey is here now. 8 Ball riding on board the top of the hill. We're coming through this very tricky right-hander. Bit of a dip in the middle of the corner, an adverse camber here. Very easy to run the car wide. Hit that bit of a rumble strip and lose the back end of the car. But all the time gaining here. Will he take a look on the inside later on the brakes? And that is 8 Ball a bit too late on the brakes, in fact, and Bullen is back through. Bullen is back through. He takes P7. Nathbit, meanwhile, has got past Lord of Lincoln in that corner, and he'll want to try and put his foot down and make space between these the drivers behind. It's same as the running for the last lap as Ambient Stubb starts lap 5. Kingy finds himself in second. Inter All Sorts third. Sam Thumbfinger, his teammate, in fourth. Nathbit in 5th, Lord of Lincoln is in 6th, and we're riding on board with Bullen in P7. Mikey, after that failed attempt to overtake in the brakes at the bottom of the hill, finds himself in P8. Wayne has Ice Dude for company in 8th and 9th place. Charlie Goff is a bit further way down the grid now. He's in 11th, and Ollie, after the considerable damage, in fact he's still in the pits for his repairs. His race is over. Hopefully he'll be able to get out for a little bit of a race. He went into the pits on lap 2. The rest of the field is on lap 5. So he is 3 laps down. Jeff Spencer out of the race after an engine failure on the first lap. Bullen is all over the back of Lord of Lincoln for yet another lap here. 8 Ball not able to catch these cars up as quick as he did previously. I wonder if he's got a bit of an issue or a bit of tyre wear there. Bullen actually takes a look on the inside here of Lord of Lincoln, who runs very deep, and Bullen is through up into P6. Let's see if Bullen has the pace to pull away from Lord of Lincoln. He was definitely putting Lord of Lincoln under a lot of pressure. Let's see if he can break away, catch up to Nathbit and take that P5. Up ahead, Sam Thumbfinger is kind of losing his teammate ahead. It's about 3-4 seconds now, the gap. It's also the same sort of story here. This is your race leader, Ambient Stub. When he finds that rhythm out in front, he is just gone. He is 3 seconds clear. Very fond of these Lotus 25s. And here he is racing away. The blue livery Kingy there in the background. A good, comfortable gap to him. Into all sorts in third. Sam Thumbfinger in fourth. Good team points for these two drivers here. Nathbit is in fifth, but that was a car running wide there. I'm not sure which car that was, but it's definitely a car wide off track then as we cut to the camera. This is Bullen, who is now under pressure from Lord of Lincoln, and 8 Ball is catching very quickly. Lord of Lincoln dips well out the way of the slipstream there. Wonder if he's got a slow down penalty or he just caught the edge of the curb, and that's allowed Mikey through. If we watch on board here, the contrasting lines, Bullen takes a very slow on entry, Mikey able to ride the speed through. Car gets a little bit sideways here. You hear the engine note changing from 8 Ball, just lifting off as we go through that corner. Any lifting or braking for this corner, a little bit of a lift from Mikey. Looks to take the outside line. Will he cut back on the inside line and use the slipstream? We saw the slipstream being very strong for the Formula Rookies. It should be the case here again for the vintage Lotus 25s. And we see the closing speed here from Mikey. Is it enough though as we come into turn 1? Mikey late on the brakes. We know he can do this, but he locks up that inside right and it drives him wide. Bullen is able to get away. Will he be able to keep the gap long enough to be able to hold his position? Doesn't seem like he's going to be able to catch Nathbit ahead, who has broken a 4-second gap during all this chaos. 8 Ball is there putting pressure on Bullen against him, maybe not. Out front it's the nothing has changed. Into all sorts, the gap has dropped a little bit further behind. Sam Thumbfinger is 2 seconds behind his teammate. So I wonder if Sam's having a bit of a struggle there, so we'll see how this all fares out as our race leader is on to lap 7. He'll soon be coming on to the final lap of the race. In fact, on the most recent laps, Kingy has caught up to Ambient Stub. I wonder if he's had to take a slowdown penalty there. Kingy has taken the lead on the inside there. So it looks like Ambient Stub has slowed down. There's no damage on that car. He has adhered to a slowdown penalty, and on the final lap, Kingy has taken advantage and finds himself once again in the P1 position. Ambient Stub is in P2. He's not able to close that gap to Kingy either, and be in a position where he can make a move on the inside. Into all sorts in third place. He's got Sam 2 seconds behind him, and Nathbit's closing up quite quickly here as well. I wonder if Sam, there's a lot of slowdown penalties in this car. These cars not exactly the easy to control. You can see the car understeering and then a dip of oversteer as the back end swings round. Useful if you can control it, but very tricky to control. We see the contrasting line from Mikey there. Misses the apex of the first part of the chicane, but rides the second corner. And that's made him very, very close to the back of the blue car of Bullen as they come through the right-hander down the hill. One last braking zone effectively before the home straight. Has he got the slipstream to have a move up on the inside? This is the move that Mikey 8 Ball tried earlier on in the race. Bullen defends though. Mikey keeps the car in a straight line. It brakes effectively, but now he's on the wrong side of the corner. Bullen has the inside line, making 8 Ball go the long way round. Will Mikey look to do the cutback? Out front, it is Kingy who takes the race win. Ambient Stubb is second. Inter and Sam Thumpfinger stay third and fourth. Nathbit is in fifth. He should hold it there. But the real battle, the last battle on track, is between Bullen and 8-Ball here, as 8-Ball's looking to use that slipstream. Has he got the slipstream? Enough power up the hill to take the position away? As the two guys almost go side by side. It's Bullen. Bullen takes P6. Mikey 8-Ball takes P7. Lord of Lincoln is P8. Wayne takes P9. Ice Dude P10. Charlie Goth in P11. Ollie does make his way back out on track. He's in P12. And Jeff Spencer, who had that engine failure, he is in P13 and did not finish the race. This is your race winner here, Kingy. Another fantastic race for him. That's two P2s and two P2s and two P1s here for Kingy. Take a look at the shop there. Thank you very much for watching race 4. We'll join you for race 5.